Yeah, yes, you can go ahead, Dr. Al-Muqdar. You can start to share yours.
Okay. Thank you. How about the voice? The voice is okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, voice is fine.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Ram, and thank you, our team in the Global Training Skill. Please maintain the mute so that we can avoid the noise for all members. Thank you. So with regard to the voice, is it okay?
Yes, it is fine.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me today. Good afternoon, all. And today we will be here for this presentation. I am going to share with you what are the top skills needed for the job in the future. Key point to share today. One is the top power skills 2023 job trends. This is a global research made by BMI. And the second one is the importance of skill training and development in future. With regard to the introduction, I'll just escape it because already Dr. Ram, he made it in a brief, but I just would like to share with you today, you can see Saudi Arabia flag. Today is the 23rd September. It is also our national day. So I am happy to have this chance. It comes without any planning. Okay. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. Today, our kingdom, all of them, they are celebrating this national day. It is our 93rd national days when King Abdulaziz unified kingdom. And I can see even the global today was also celebrating this. So I thought this is maybe a key point again to share with you. Thank you. And I think you have listened to Prince Mohammed bin Salman when he said, we are with India. We were the first global this year, okay? And we are going to compete in a good, so we will maintain, we will maintain this friendship and we will move forward. The power skills are important to master. This is our message today. With regard to the questions, with regard to any interactions, we can keep it at the end. I think we will have the room for that. So I will just continue because some question may be being addressed in the presentation itself. The power skills are important to master. This is the key message. I think all our speakers today, we will try to really send to you. And we make sure that this message is being received from all our audience. Specifically, soft skills, the interpersonal, emotional, and problem-solving ability are now paramount in the job market. The power skills is creating the foundation for successful teamwork and dynamic environment towards continual growth and success. Just industries are now looking for professionals who can harness the potential of these tools and drive productivity, efficiency, and innovation. As technology advances, our need to master this power skill intensifies. The challenge, the days of static skills that are gone. In the future, employers seek individuals who can learn on the fly and embrace continuous growth. Today, we will share Job Trend Global Research 2023 by Project Management Institute in USA for power skills. What are power skills? BMI defines power skills as abilities and behavior that facilitate working with others, and help project professionals to succeed in the workplace. Some individuals and other organizations also refer to them as soft skills or interpersonal skills. But the key point why we are having this, because these abilities and behavior, what we call power skills, signify the value they bring to project professional teams and organizations. There are around 12 skills overall, like accountability, adaptability, collaborative leadership, communication, discipline, empathy, for-purpose orientation, also future-focused orientation, innovative mindset, problem-solving, relationship building, strategic thinking. But there are top 4 power skills we need really to focus on: collaborative leadership, communication, problem-solving, strategic thinking. In the survey, project professional rated communication, problem-solving, collaborative leadership, and strategic thinking as the most critical power skills in helping them fulfill organizational project. And when I talk about the project, please keep in mind that the project are being used by organizations to deliver their strategies. So it is those professionals, they also belong to the organization. They have their own strategy and they are using a project to deliver those strategies. So these skills are maintained important. Which skill will deliver a career advantage? And this is another question important for you. Again, these are 4: communication, problem solving, collaborative leadership, strategic thinking. You can see that they were rated at a high side. The ability to communicate effectively, collaborate seamlessly, and demonstrate empathy and emotional intelligence are qualities that set one apart. And that message we need to keep in hand and in heart. The first one is maybe something is for the communication, okay? And we need to just quickly to go and why communication matters. Leadership and influence. Strong communication skills are foundation to effective leadership, enabling leaders to inspire, motivate. Decision-making, conflict resolution, adaptability and agility. It is a skill worth investing in for prosperous future. That is why the communication is important. I remember I was in training maybe 20 years back, and they were sharing with us a video about a successful company in Japan. And he was the old man, and he was talking about the success story in his company. And at the end, the interviewer was asking him, okay, with this success, which skill you feel is important? And the old man was thinking almost for a minute, then he said, communication. And the interviewer was very excited to ask the second question, okay, what is the next skill? Again, he said, communication. And that old man kept repeating, communication, communication, communication. This was 20 years back. I have a training and they were talking about communication. Today we see it on the top of the skills. The second one is the problem solving. Why problem solving matters? Efficiency and productivity, enhanced communication, personal and professional growth. Problem solving is at the core of the human progress, driving innovation, advancement, and breakthrough across all domains. It is an integral part of learning process, fostering critical thinking, creativity, and learning. Unfortunately, I don't know some with regard to this. Dr. Ram.
Yeah, yes, please go ahead. I will control it.
Yeah.
I ask the audience, please cooperate. Otherwise, I will close the session. I don't want to run the session. Please keep yourself calm and supportive to the speaker. Please don't do any naughty things. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we will move to the another one, collaborative leadership. Again, why collaborative leadership matters? Okay, it is involved in inspiring, guiding a team organization toward common goal through collective decision-making, shared responsibility. And the most important for the collaborative leadership is shared ownership. It promotes a sense of shared ownership and accountability among team members, resulting in stronger commitment. Employee engagement, strengthen relationship, foster synergy. So the collaborative leadership, it is really working to help in achieving the success and growth in the business and keep team aligned and engaged. Is essential for fostering innovative, driving engagement, and achieving organizational success. Okay. Definitely, it is a skill worth investing in it for bright future. And the last, hello? The last one is the strategic thinking. And if we ask the same question, why strategic thinking matters? It is alignment with the goals. It helps the management and the team to align with the goal. Resource optimization, long-term success, leadership development. Strategic thinking is crucial for achieving sustainable success and gaining a competitive edge. It is a skill worth investing in it for personal and business growth. So maybe the question will come, okay, we have this, what to do? There is a lot of skills that we need to learn, what to do and how to do. There is one fact we have to keep in mind, that gone are the days of static skill set. We need to really find a new skill that we can learn and we can move way forward. Opportunity is knocking. There is opportunity. And to remain competitive, companies will need to focus on hiring problem solvers and collaborative leaders who can help them drive the change and deliver strategic values. People who are adaptable, individual armed with the diverse toolkit of skills are better equipped to navigate this dynamic environment. More skill, more topic, we will help you to achieve for your self-development and for business solution continual growth. Like this, what we discuss, interpersonal skills, again, leadership, empowerment, change management, project management, and other topics as needed. We are committed to help in finding the right path to move forward. Global skill training offers a unique opportunity to enhance individual capability, cultivate adaptability, and empower them to thrive in an ever-changing world. Together, we shall navigate the exciting challenges and opportunities that lie ahead and emerge victorious in our pursuit. Through this training, we will equip ourselves with the skills necessary to not only keep pace, with the shift in the job, but also to lead and shape it. I invite each one of you to embrace this transformative journey with an open mind and determined heart. But remember that this journey, learning journey, has no destination to reach. It is a continual journey, and whenever you reach a destination, you will find there is a new horizon to go and to achieve. Good luck and wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Al Mukhtar. Please close the screen.
Yes.
So it is really wonderful to have you here and listen to your talk. Could you please close, stop
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
screen? Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Just stop screen. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It is open for discussion.
Now
If
it's okay,
you-
right? Screen sharing has stopped as a shared window is closed. Okay, huh?
Yeah, if anybody wanted to ask any question to Al Mukhtar, please. I would like to ask first question. So how would you review yourself about the training and development required in different regions as far as concerned with the global skills? There are countries who are having all sets to go forward for picking up the necessary skills and the competencies which are very important for future of work. So as per the condition, who are the countries are looking forward and who are the countries are looking still behind, and how do you equip them and engage them for the learning and empowerment for tomorrow's skills, which are very much demanded as of now? Dr. Al Mukhtar?
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, please
Yeah.
answer.
Please just repeat.
Yeah, the global skills as of now, it is very much demanded by developed countries, but there are countries underdeveloping. They are still far behind with the goal sets or the planning to achieve all these global skills very much demanded for the human resources. So how do you procure the right source and resources to offer the better training and development strategy for those communities who are not able to get the global level skills?
Yeah, I think this is really an important point, and what we need here is really to have people who can really share the knowledge and try to put it in a way that can be affordable to those. In a way, it is easy for them, so they have because this learning is important, and without learning they cannot contribute in the growth and success of even for themselves. First of all, the learning is important for the person himself, then for his community, then for his the organization where he works. So what we need is really what we need is to find a way how we can contribute, how we can deliver this knowledge with the lower cost, with the high quality, and we have to do it gradually. We have to really start from kind of basics and continue on that one. Maybe there is no other way for that. Yeah.
I would like to request other audience, please keep mute yourself. Don't disturb the session. It is distracting the speaker and other listeners. Please keep yourself muted. It's everybody's response. We cannot put the mute for each and everyone. Please, the audience, mute yourself always. Otherwise, I will remove you from the desk. Sorry, Dr. Al-Mukhtar, please.
Yeah, as I explained, this is very important. It is really a continual learning process. But what we need is to find a way that they can afford it, by sharing more knowledge, by trying to really make it affordable for them in the way of the price. Today, we have a lot of the technology that help, like this online sessions, and we try to reach to them by some means. And we have to be very close for them. It is really our duty to share the knowledge that we have. We were having the opportunity to gain this knowledge, and it is also our duty to really share it and find a way how to reach them. Okay. I think that is my point.
Sorry, it is getting distracted for me as well. I don't know how to control all these things. Thank you so much for taking your time and briefing out about the topic. And it is very much demanded as of now, as you rightly pointed out in your slides. There are many elements, many features. The people must need to understand how to equip them for their futuristic vision, especially for the career aspects, how to build and manage themselves for getting the right job or right conditions to place themselves in the competition, especially in the career competitions. Thank you so much. Is there any other audience wanted to discuss with Dr. Al-Mukhtar, please?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So you said that people who could afford proper skill training, they could have the opportunity to learn them. What I'm asking is, if somebody from who is not financially stable or financially independent, what if he or she aspired to learn those skills? So in order to come there and progress in our career in those particular countries.
Dr. Al-Mukhtar, you want to answer for this?
Yeah, you see, if
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Guys, let him finish, and then you can ask her the next question, right?
Yeah. The point here, if really he cannot afford this, because most of this training are being delivered by organizations whom also they are having carrying a lot of cost, and they need to handle it. But here the role of the country and the role of the society, where they can collaborate together and they can develop means of communicating. I know many other countries that they have a lot of volunteer, like for example, doctors or engineers. They have the community as a network, and they deliver and they help. And those people, they can join and they can move, especially for those items, related to for example, Microsoft, Excel, Word, some learning about the project management basic concept. So here we need to share with them, we need to help them. And this is sometimes it is a duty of society and the duty of the country itself. Okay. I don't see any other way, frankly, other than that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So other question, one more person wanted to ask, right? If there is no more question, please rate yourself about Dr. Al-Mukhtar's talk session, how much it is beneficial for you. Please put your answer in the chat box and rate yourself. We will go further and furthermost for having several sessions by engaging him to provide the necessary skill sets which are very much demanded as of now. He is living in Saudi Arabia, so there are a lot of requirements for the MNC companies to recruit the global talents and global manpower sources. So it is beneficial for us to have him with us today, and we will conduct many more programs like this. If you are very much interested, please rate his talk session, and we will keep in touch, and also leave your contact details to send the future sessions details to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to go for the next session. We have Dr. Chinnu Palanivelu with us. He is the managing partner of Stamford Assurance PAC auditing firm in Singapore. He is the global personality, as well as he is having a lot of experience in finance and auditing. And he is the graduated from University of United Kingdom in doctorate in finance and accounting. Himself, he is also passionate in teaching. So he is an adjunct professor in James Cook University, Australia, the offshore university. And he is very much passionate to support for charities, societies, and non-profit organizations, especially for their accounting and auditing supports. And he is the facilitator in Institute of Singapore Chartered Accountants. And he is the chairman of Singapore South Asia Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I'm very glad to have him today for this particular session. Even he is having a lot of difficult time to manage because he is engaging different activities. And he is also the chief trainer in Singapore Institute of Auditors. So that way he is willing to share his vision and mission about the global skills which are very much demanded as of now. As per the context to Singapore, it is attracting the global talents to come and work in Singapore. It is a very competitive environment when going global. So he has a lot of experience to share with that kind of aspects. And we are very happy to welcome here to provide his talk on global skills training, challenges and opportunities. Over to Dr. Chin.
Dr. Ram, thanks for organizing this very important global skills training challenges and opportunity. Thank you for taking lead on this, and also thank you for your introductions. Hi everyone. I think we are signing in various countries. Probably we have good evening in Singapore, and then maybe good night in some countries, good afternoon in maybe some other countries. Okay, thank you for the opportunities. So I think we are great pleasure to be here. So when you talk about training, has been involved in training for almost like 20 years. I have a passion for sharing my knowledge with the audience. I focus on the accounting audit. Mr. Dr. Ram involved various other trainings. We are happy to work with the Dr. Ram, see how we actually can close the gap in terms of skills. Right? So let me start a bit of my introduction. So other than training in various institutions, teach at various universities, and then practicing accounting, audit, tax. I also running this practice, so it's involved various work. Audit, tax, accounting, internal audit, and then governance work. This is my full-time job. And then the training is my passions. All right. So as Frank Bell said, is goal of education is understanding. The goal for trainer is performance. So in order for you to perform the work or any other field, training is important. Right. So let's share the training market in Singapore. So in last few years, there are huge growth in terms of training in Singapore because of the demand as well as the government policies, and then various training is being enhanced, and then the market share in Singapore used to be 1.35 billion in Singapore in 2022 is expected to grow to $2 billion. This is a huge, growth. I believe in various other countries is also getting, see momentum in growth. So this is actually a good industry to be here, and then a lot of opportunities. Of course, definitely is going to be challenged. The growth is because a lot of companies upskilling, reskilling, so they're willing to spend top dollars for the training. It's also true for the government. The government actually come up with various programs to train the workforce to, make ready for next wave of growth. All right. So in Singapore, for example, Skill Future program is one of the signature program from the government to skill the general sector populations. Okay. And then corporate sector companies come and invest, So for example, various IT companies spend millions of dollars, equip their workforce in terms of automations, soft skills, and also the AI various skills. So if we can able to, provide some of these skills, I'm sure there are a lot of opportunities. Okay. So next, I would like to share this, the Future of Job report in 2022 World Economic Forum. This is actually a very good report, telling good surveys on various industries, companies, and then they come up with the various findings, which is actually fascinating because there are a lot of growth on the training. Right. So technology adoption going to be remain key driver of a business. So next 5 years, in terms of technologies, for example, big data, cloud computing, AI is going to be the new wave of things that need to be trained. And then most of the technology job expected to be, net positive for over the years. Then they need to have more trainings. Automations and the operation is actually going to be the key things. In terms of the fast-growing job is actually a technology, digital, and sustainability, so on and so forth. Right? So there are a lot of things happening. And then 6 in 10 workers required training, 2027, right? So that's where the opportunity is. So if we can cater for some of this training, there is actually a market for that. And the same report says that, these are some of the fastest growing jobs which are required trainings, because these are jobs may not be, learned in the universities because of workforce, they already left the universities. So they have to go to the training provider to get trained if they wanted to upgrade. Even they actually already in IT or technology field, they need to be retrained, reskills, so that they can sustain the employment and then continue to contribute. Otherwise, they're going to be left behind. It's not only for the so-called the tech job. There is also actually opportunity for soft training, analytical skill, creative skills, curiosity, lifelong learning, and the empathy, leadership, quality control. So there's plenty of training opportunities for us to get in and train. So I'm actually focused on the, the technical aspect of accounting, financial reporting standard, international financial reporting standards, so on and so forth. They're huge training. Today, I trained 40 over people, on the international financial reporting standards. Okay, so the global level as well as the local level, there are, a lot of opportunities. So what is actually a hold on future? Tech going to be very important. So if anyone involved tech trainings, there are opportunities. Automation is going to be the key. All right. And then AI, a lot of people are interested to learn AI. If there is any training AI, is fully booked. So recently we organized about AI introductions. So it's almost like 100 people sign up for the program. Right. And then because of climate change, sustainability is also going to be the key thing, because most of the countries going to have a net zero impact 2030 or 2015. So they need to start to disclose on the climate change, sustainability. This is going to be the key things. And then in terms of marketing, as most of the companies involve marketing, digital marketing is a huge growth area. We can actually get in. The same thing for the data analytics is going to be the key. So if you can, get trainers for some of these topics, is going to have a huge opportunities. But in terms of, you don't need to be face-to-face training, if currently we have a technologies, you can have online training, offline training, so that we can actually get the workforce trained, right? So because a lot of countries focus on lifelong learning, training is going to be, future growth. And then it's good that we all in this area. And then not only we, provide training and earn, but also, we actually closing gaps on the training knowledge, so that the next workforce, they can able to get in and then, grow themselves. Right. Thank you very much for your time. And then if there is any Q&A, then I'm happy to take on. Thank you, Dr. Ram.
Thank you so much for accepting and coming forward to speak to us. Really, it is wonderful to listen to your talk. It is giving a lot of measurements as well as the points which are very important as of now to consider. Singapore is very competitive to attract the global talents. Here, a lot of professionals have joined, and it is a good insights and analytical report for them to take away. Is there any question from the audience? Please.
Yes, sir. Yes, I have a
Close
question.
your sharing screen. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. First, it was very informative. Thank you.
Yeah, please mention your name so that we can understand.
Should I mention my name here? Or?
Yeah, because your ID is Motorola Moto.
Yeah, okay, sorry. My name is Sibi Charan. Yes.
Hi.
Thank you, sir. It was very informative. And I have a question. What would be a good starting point for someone who has done, let's say, a degree which is different? Let's say, I am an MSc Biotechnology graduate. What if I want to pursue my career in HR or going into finance? What would be a good starting point for me?
So definitely the HR is very important because HR is the one leading the training, right? So they are the one need to find out what the workforce need, and then identify the skills gap and then prepare for the workforce. Okay, so if you're someone interested to do HR and then you have a good knowledge of what is the current need and also future needs, so you can actually go into HR. But one thing is, because your fields other than HR, some of the basic HR training need to be done, and then you can be able to apply.
Okay, sir. See, I have been closely seeing the growth of Singapore recently, so I could say I'm obsessed with Singapore as of now. So I am a fresher still, but I want to go there and pursue my career as an HR. So I've been also researching around. So I find out that recruitment is the basic part for me to start if I want to become an HR. So does it have any opening there? Is recruitment is in demand there in Singapore? Is it possible for a fresher here to go over there?
So Dr. Ram, can I answer? Your meter, sir.
You answer yourself, later I will add.
Yeah. So, sir, the immigration is high now in Singapore, but especially for the fresh graduate, enter into HR from another field to HR is going to be is challenge. Okay, because in order for employee here, you need to have local experience, as well as international experience for you to manage the global talent in Singapore. So you need to prepare for HR and then get international exposure in multinational companies. Then it is easier for you to apply here. So because getting passes for fresh graduate is harder. Yeah, Dr. Ram, over to you.
Yeah, really, it is very nice to share, and the question is very sharp, and we have to provide the right answer. For freshers, you have to compete with the local talents in Singapore, because the local talents during the time of their studies, especially if they are studying HR-related degree or certification course, and they are involving with on-job training and internship opportunities in various sectors, and they are getting involved with the exposure to the compliance and regulation, how much it is practicing under the HR industry. It is all providing the necessary skill sets, as we correctly pointed out earlier, the global skill sets for making ensure for the local compliance and regulations, as well as the proof of evidence, whether they are having the right attitude and the recruitment skill sets for the global talents as per the demand of the industries. So they are more competitive to you. So in order to apply together for the world competition, mostly freshers coming out from Singapore, it is very tough for them. But you might have certain experience, year of experience when working along with multinational countries to recruit for the global talents and making proven evidence to convince the employer, then it is possible to recruit. Until then, you have to gain your experience in that particular streamline of jobs. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Singapore
Dr.
has
Ram?
local universities and local students. They are very much because Dr. Chinna also supporting the students who are studying in James Cook University. They are getting the internship opportunity and on-job training, especially auditing firms. They are giving a lot of chances for them as a practicing auditor to learn and progress for their human resource supportive elements. Thank you.
Sir, is internship then is it a possibility?
Yeah, internship is short-term duration, right? But
Yeah.
way of internship, if you are convincing your employer, there
Okay.
is a possibility.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Some other person wanted to ask, right?
Yeah, Dr. Ram, I have one question for Dr. Payanivellu.
Yes.
Yeah. Doctor, good evening. I'm Sujata here. I'm a business owner. I come to know that the top 10 skills of 2023, you have talked about empathy and active listening. It came as a very surprise sweet and this one. So it becomes one of an important skill. It has to be a human nature actually, but it becomes a skill now. So how do we train on them?
So you look at it globally, empathy is being waning down. So people become self-motivated, self-centered. What is for me? This is actually the whole. So in workforce, if let's say everybody think of self-serving, is going to be very hard for them to have the productivity. Right. So because teamwork is important. In order to maintain a teamwork, you need to show empathy to each other. Then you can have a harmonized, workforce. So I believe that's the reason that empathy is become as one of the skills, because you need to get trained to be empathy, respect, kindness. All this is important because increasingly globalized world, people, look for themselves, how to upgrade themselves, how to improve themselves. They are not looking into the other, the neighbors. If you look at it in Singapore, some of them, they don't know the neighbors, right? They only focus.
Here also.
Yeah. So that's why empathy becomes, important, because over the years, used to have a village, help each other.
Definitely.
And then there's this loss over the years. And then empathy become very important, need to be trained. Even in Singapore, kindness movement has been very successful. People actually, why they are not showing kindness to each other. So there is actually a kindness movement organized even to discuss about kind to each other. Okay. So empathy is actually going to be the.
But I think
area.
we will see more challenge here. I think.
Yeah. True. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
as world goes by. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So in fact, myself also need to learn about empathy over there, because it's not been learned anywhere, right? So become is very important skills.
Okay, this point came as a very sweet surprise because this is very hard to develop also. That's
correct.
Thank you so much.
Adding to a note to Dr. Chinnu, because he's involving with various kind of charity works and non-profit organizational projects. And Singapore wanted to create not only the talent, manpower, or human resource, but they wanted to create the values as a caring and sharing community. So talent only
Thank you.
may not supportive for the ecosystem, but who are having the extraordinary skill sets along with the humanity to support for the fellow human beings in the society. So that is the value they wanted to empower from the school onwards. That's why the earlier question to the boy also I mentioned, because they are grooming their skill sets and lifestyle in Singapore. They know what is the expectation from the government side and the social side. So they are engaging lot of activities during the education time. So these are all the values need to be put it forward when the time of recruitment. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So is there any other question to Dr. Chinnu? Otherwise, please rate Dr. Chinnu Panivelu presentation if it is very helpful and useful. So we will provide more sessions like this by engaging him in future as a helpful thing for you. And we will keep in communicate for those kind of sessions for your requirements. Thank you. Please rate yourself for Dr. Chinnu's talk session in the chat box. Thank you. So I would like to go for if there is no other question, I will like to move for the next speaker. Is there any other question from the audience? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Chinnu, for joining and spending your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And the next speaker we have is Dr. Sridhar Sundaram. He's a PhD holder in biotechnology and having professional values and entrepreneurial support to groom the people. He is a freelance consultant, providing training the trainer, supporting kind of sessions, as well as he is very keen to develop entrepreneurs. The startup ecosystem requires a lot of entrepreneurial mindset person. He is very passionate to groom the necessary skills for the entrepreneurs. It is not the learning and the equipping kind of attitude, but it is the supportive elements from the experience holder who can offer the better ability to overcome, the better strategies to formulate, and the better capabilities to endorse. So all these factors he is willing to share today. His topic is also going to cover the entrepreneurship in 2040. Over to Dr. Sridhar.
Thank you, Dr. Ram, for providing an opportunity. I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible. Welcome.
Yeah, fine. I would like to thank my Dr. Chinnu, Dr. Al Mukhtar, and all the participants over here also. So my discussion talk will be like an interaction session only. Before to just start into the topic, I want to know how many really want to be an entrepreneur?
I always wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Okay, the passion is the first person to be. Congrats and appreciate it. Actually, there is one proverb there in Eastern country known as Japan. Are you willing to work from 9 to 5 or 5 to 9? Surprisingly, many persons used to tell that I'm interested to work from 9 to 5. But in Japan, they prefer a candidate to work from 5 to 9, early morning 5 to 9 o'clock. But what is the problem with that? You may be paid, you'll be given a lot of respect, you'll be dedicated, everything. But end of the day.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
You're just spending your time elsewhere, right? Somebody else is getting all the resources from you.
Your complete your skill set, your energy is you're being devoted to a person who is just making money on it. There's a surprising fact is there. By 2030, at least 70 million jobs will be vanished worldwide, globally, because they lack skill set. The person who has joined in 2005, 2010, 2020, everyone is there. But what is the next level of globalization is automation. The automation is making the person jobless. There is another version of job is going to come. The job is transformed. For example, artificial intelligence is just entered into IT sector. Many are they are telling the job in IT sector job will be gone and there will be jobless. But there's another form is going to come into place. Like this, there is a business transformation is taking place. Job transformation is taking place. Okay, everything is fine. But what is the younger generation? India as a country is of approximately 150 crores. I want to tell one statistics. The median age is around 31 to 35 globally. Median age, average age is 31 to 35. Urban population has increased from 51% to 57%. So many are coming towards cities, metros, capitals, because in rural areas that they are trying to get an employment. And one more thing is, globally, what is happening is that everyone want to earn money. But what is the problem is, everyone cannot become an employee. At one point, he has to become an employer. So entrepreneurship is the first task everywhere. So if you can become another by 2040, there are jobs will be there, but highly competitive. Job pay may come down. You won't be paid accordingly. There will be variation in the slab. Everything will be there, but the freedom will be there for an entrepreneur. He can, if you want, he can earn. If you want, he can go to the next level. All these advantages are there. But what is the problem at the next level? Where to start from? I'm having skill set. I have learned all my skill set. I have all my certification. But where to start? Where to start from the business? By 2040, what are the sectors will be there? Sustainable sectors. To start with, if you go for healthcare, designer babies are there. One can design their own baby. It is one of the hot topics. Investments. Investors are investing in designer babies in medical field. One is starting investing in health hubs, because in 2040 there will be no hospitals at all. There will be only health hubs will be there, where the patient can come, he can treatment, everything will be in remote. Everything will be there. If you want, you can just select the medicine, you can go to the next level. Health hubs will be there. Digitally enabled hospitalization. Excuse me, hello. Digitally enabled hospitalization, where augmented reality is going to come into play. So, and as an, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you can start investing on those topics, those gray areas, because we still have 15 years are there. You can start working on digitalizing a hospital ecosystem. You can develop gadgets for global hospital digitalizations. You can develop gadgets for health hubs. You can create your own health hub, and you can be a mentor for it, and you can become a CEO or a technology officer for it, and you can go for it. I'll tell you one thing. There is one company known as Recompose. And if anyone has heard about it, it is in Seattle. It was started in 2015. Actually, what they're doing is very simple. They're decomposing the dead body into soil. Decomposing dead bodies into soil. Till now, they have received nearly $2 million as investment, and they have kept a target as $5 million. A small spark in the mind of a young person to make an eco-friendly decomposition. So like this, lot of avenues are there. Bionic devices. NASA has developed the bionic devices. I'll tell you one thing. Anyone has heard about spin-off technologies? Spin-off technologies.
No,
Hello?
sir.
Spin-off technologies are similar to startups. ISRO, NASA have given, they will provide a startup entrepreneur, because, for example, I have an ambition to become an entrepreneur. I can collaborate with ISRO. They'll give me the technology. I will develop the products under my own trademark, but the patented technologies will be from the ISRO. You have heard about NASIC eye surgery, laser treatment. It is developed by NASA. Cochlear implantations, the persons who are having ear problems, implantation, it was developed by NASA. The Navic in iPhone 15 we are going to implement. That is from what? That is from, hello? Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. The Navic, which are going to implement in iPhone 15, it is from NASA. The space program of India is approximately going to be $100 billion. If you can start investing on space program of India, how you can invest? It is not necessary for you to go to invest money in ISRO. You can develop gadgets for ISRO. ISRO is outsourcing many many requirements, like from gadget making to sensor development to software development to prototype development, testing, simulation, everything is there. As an entrepreneur, you can just start. Now it is 100 million project. By 2030, they have projected it as 100 billion US dollars. By 2040, it will be minimum 500 US dollars, 500 billion US dollars. That much of potential is there in what is this space program. You can start your entrepreneurial journey as a small simulator, developing a simulator, developing a prototype. For example, there are few students from biotechnology. You can develop a kit for using an artificial intelligence for detection of microbes in space programs. So like this, you can develop. So spin-off technologies is a technology which was started in 1970, but in India, the spin-off technology has started now only as a cradle, newborn baby. But 15 years before, ISRO was the main brainchild behind all the spin-off technologies. What is the difference between a startup and a spin-off technology? Startup is I'm going to become, I'm investing, I'll be the owner, I'll be everything, but I don't have any technology. I'm going to develop my own technology. In a spin-off, I'm going to obtain my technology from NASA or some other government of India or some other source, and I'm going to develop for it. So we have to be very clear where to start from. Whether you're going to be a intrapreneur or a micropreneur. Intrapreneur is a person who is going to work in an office. For example, I'm working in a Cognizant. Imagine, I work in a team of developing gadgets for artificial stress management or stress detection. I bring some creativity. I bring some novelty. I bring some ideas. I ideate it, and I just represent to my project manager. After approval, I develop the software. So far, by which I get recognition and appreciation. So within an organization is an intrapreneurship. The same thing when I just come out of an organization and start as my own, that is known as micropreneurship. So entrepreneurship is a combined big terminology. This is a smaller term. A part of my entrepreneurship is a micropreneurship where I am going to start with a small sectors. I'm going to take my risk. I'm going to be an innovator. I'm going to be a business creators, but I don't have capital. For that, we have venture capitalists. Investment funders are there. Fundraising is there. We can just make it. And third type of entrepreneurship is a streetpreneurship. Streetpreneurship. All your street vendors from cafe to street chat centers, everything is a streetpreneurship. FMCG to clothes to all small sectors, shops, everything become, which is whatever that is located on the streets is known as streetpreneurship, which is highly informal segments. In 2050, according to MSME, they're telling that 90% of the whole industry will be from entrepreneurs, micropreneurs particularly. Micropreneurs are going to dominate. If we just start, what in 2050, computers is there. Actually, computers, artificial intelligence is just a cliff of an iceberg. The actual supercomputing is yet to start. By 2030, the supercomputing process starts. Once it is launched, your humanoid systems will be there in the place. You can start developing a prototype for humanoids. You can start working on robotics, artificial intelligence, machine learnings, nanotechnology, IoT, electric vehicles, sustainability, infrastructures, 5G, 6G, 7G, 3D printings. All these things are just in India, it's just started budding actually. We can step into any one of the sectors and we can start working on it. So, if you go for a life science or biotechnology, drug development, there is one field still now it has been not resourced properly. Dental informatics, developing drugs particularly for dental caries. Hepatitis, using artificial intelligence to predict whether the person can be infected with hepatitis or not. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disorders. You can detect by using a small program patterns. based on her eatings. Everything is artificial intelligence. Personalized medicines, predictive diagnostics, non-communicable diseases such as obesity and our diabetes. All these things you can just work on. Now there is one group in biotechnology known as a company known as Aripath, which is completely working on antibiotic resistance. Whether the particular drug or the particular organism will be resistant to antibiotic or not. A few years before, down the track, 10 years before, if you consume 250 milligram of paracetamol, your body pain could have gone down. Now, if you consume 750 milligram also, your body is not accepting because your system has been programmed in such a manner. System biology. All your toxicity studies has been modeled. What are the drug, how the interaction is there. Everything has been modeled by using computational tools. You can start your entrepreneurial journey, a biotech students or a life science or a microbiology students or a pharmacy students. You can develop your skill by joining a system biology center. Learn and then come out, you start your own business. By 2040, you will be leader in that particular field. Climate change. There is one company known as Circle X in Coimbatore. They work on only recycling. Imagine India is the one of the country where most of the waste, industrial waste, medical waste, everything is dumped in this country. If you start your journey in recycling, you can become it is $1 billion company. Honestly speaking, there is a lot of avenues is there. Simply, you can start recycling your carry bags, or you can recycle your plastics, or you can upcycle your clothes. Upcycle. There are now many startup companies are there for upcycling your used clothes. Upcycling. So renewable energies, solar systems, windmill systems. You can start working on those areas. Sustainability, carbon capture. Now the third. After 5 years in India, if you just they are going to launch BS7. Now it is BS6. A simple, what is the difference between BS6 and BS7 is very simple. They are going to install a nitrous oxide sensor. This sensor will detect the emission of nitrous oxide. That's all. So you can start working on developing sensors for emissions. Sustainability. The most simple entrepreneurship in nowadays is artificial forestry. Artificial forestry. There is a company known as in Bangalore Forestry. They're developing artificial forest. If you have 1,000 square feet of land, they will develop and give you. So entrepreneurship is not by birth or a gene, or it is from family. It is a practice. Everyone has to start practicing on it. There are a lot of global challenges are there. Hello. Lot of global challenges are there. The global community is highly fragmented. There is a disequilibrium is there everywhere. There is always a competition, contestation is there. But on one point, we have to adapt which field, which sector we can select, where we can sustain ourselves. Instead of going for our 9-to-5 job or even a 5 to 9 job, you can just work. You can have a company. You can become an employer. You can getting funding. You can get BIRAC funding in India. You just register a company as a single proprietorship in MSME. A simple example, I'll tell you. You can get a BIRAC funding from 2 lakhs to 50 lakhs. You can register your name in the incubation center, tie up with any private university. Hello. Hello. Opportunities are plenty in the entrepreneurships. You can invest in Startup India. For first 5 years, you need not to pay the tax. 0% maintenance. You do not pay the GST. If it is less than 10 lakhs of revenue, 10 or 20 lakhs. Nil balance account, you can maintain in few startups. Select a sector which is going to be very crucial. In 2040, I'll tell you, healthcare is going to be your breadwinner. Your space program is going to be a breadwinner. Your biotechnology is going to be a breadwinner. Sustainability, climate change. These 4 fields are going to be the breadwinners. It is going to provide the employment. Other careers can be supporting, other domains can be supporting, but these 4 fields are really is going to knock the door. An entrepreneur, to just pile up the content in a nutshell. Okay, I'm going to start my business, I'm going to do my business, but actual basic skills, my fellow speakers are just discussed a lot, but very, very important based on my experience, your marketing skills, your scale skills. You should develop the ability of branding. You should know how to brand your company, self-branding as well as company branding. The time management is very, very important for an entrepreneur. Organization management, stress management, money management, and finally communication. As Dr. Al-Mukhtar told, communication is foremost important in entrepreneurship. Okay. In a summary, as I told you, entrepreneurship is by practice. If you can make it, you can make it. First, you have to make up your mind. Once you make up your mind, you can become an entrepreneur. I told you in 2040, there are 4 main sectors are there. You start working on it. By down the track in 16 years, 17 years, you can become masters in that particular field and you can earn billions and billions of dollars. I'm damn sure about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sridhar. Really, it is an amazing talk. Even we could not see any slides or videos or any data, but you are narrating in such a way like a storytelling. So it's an art. You have the communication skill and the narrative skill to better understand about the theme of the talk. Entrepreneurship is the mindset. It is not a way. You cannot acquire within a day or within stipulated time, but everyday practice and learning and improve yourself for withstanding with a lot of risk factors, lot of challenges, and making new opportunities. So it is the intelligence depending activities which are ensuring the entrepreneurs to become successful and sustainable as per the need of the environment, as per the need of the situation, as per the need of the global perspectives. Thank you so much for coming forward to deliver a wonderful talk. I would like to appreciate your efforts and dedication to bring all these values for the listeners today. So we have one more talk, finally myself. So before that, if any questions, please ask to Dr. Sridhar. Audience, if you want to ask any question. We have one more presentation from my side. If you are passionate to,
Yeah.
Please.
Excuse me, I have one question for Sridhar sir. Sir, good evening, sir. I'm Sujata here from Chennai.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, good evening. It was a wonderful, yeah, as Dr. Ram said, no slides, nothing, but still it was very catchy. I mean, I could not miss any point. It was very interesting, like a story narration. My one doubt is, yeah, totally entrepreneurship is going to rule the world, like you said, no? Yeah, of course. But irrespective of incubations and a lot of, what to say, subsidiaries from the governments, lot of startups, they get to close.
Okay, ma'am. I'll tell you one thing. The first 6 months in any startup is very crucial. Hello?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you should have a proper branding strategy. Planning, you should have a short-term goal, you should have mid-term goal and long-term goal. And you have to plan, you have to develop a strong strategy. You have to plan effectively. And you have to design a strategy and you have to start investing. Without anything, what is happening is many persons are starting a company. They don't know how to plan the strategy. They're not devising any strategic planning and they're not consulting, and simply they're investing. And if the ROI is not getting, if they're not able to get the break even, they're simply closing the company. That is a problem. So the first foremost thing is brand penetration. You have to bring awareness about the company. X company is existing in the market. Second thing is strategic planning. You should have a good strategic planning. And the third thing is, once if you made these two things, and the audience, that is customers, will just come to your company based on a pull strategy. You need not go and walk and just request each and every customer. A proper planning and designing brand penetration. That brand penetration will pull the customers. Once the customers is coming, you're going to sell your products. That's all.
Yeah, but my question is, they start with a lot of visions, passions, and dreams alone, and they sweat like anything. But where they make such a huge mistake that they are not realizing it.
The problem is many startup is that entrepreneurship is a one-man talk, ma'am. He'll be a marketing officer. He'll be a sales. He has to do everything.
He runs from here to there everywhere.
Yeah. But now the current generation students are not interested to run, first thing. Once they start seeing the money, immediately they are investing on, for example, I know one startup person, he immediately purchased a car. But there was no necessary for purchasing a car itself. So your fund management is very important. If you're not managing the fund properly, and a part of the fund has to be reinvested in the company itself in a long term. A part of the fund has to be reinvested as a reserve funding. A part has to be invested in growing up. So you have to have a clear financial management. You should have a good sort of advisors. In a blindfolded manner, if you start and if you go, we can't achieve.
Yeah, but these statistics really demotivates, right? An aspiring entrepreneur because of this.
That's the thing, ma'am.
Yeah, that's
actually the first company for anyone is a failure only.
Okay.
From the mistakes, he will develop a second company.
Yeah, maybe.
My suggestion to young budding entrepreneurs, even for a company, we do rebranding service also. We do a lot of analysis. And after analyzing, we tell you this is the problem of a company. You have to just focus on these aspects. So we can brand a company easily, but rebranding is very difficult.
Very, very difficult, yes.
But what is the current problem in? They want to see money immediately. Okay. They start after 6 months. Their friend circle is asking, what is the status of your business? What is the revenue you're getting? Everything is doing a stress among them. So only
it becomes an ego issue after some time, right? Yeah.
That's the problem. Stress management is very important.
Yeah.
You should be very clear. If you gain a profit also, it should be neutral. If you get a loss also, you should be very neutral. And you should be only focused on getting the customers, delivering the products, delivering the deliverables. That's all.
Good.
Once you're clean on this, your brand awareness will come, your brand penetration will grow. Once your brand penetration grows, obviously your customers will come and knock your doors.
I think aspiring entrepreneurs need to be taught about this. They should not think in a generalized term that all startups they close, or 9 out of 10 startups.
Ma'am, actually, many startups are there registering and just closing.
Yeah, that's what.
But actual fact, they have to go and read the status. Why they are closing?
Yeah, that's what.
They are not reading. For example, in last year, they're telling 26,000 startups in Maharashtra. But when it comes for GST filing, if the revenue is less than 20 lakhs, you need not file a GST itself.
Yeah, of course.
Out of this 26,000, only 2,000 will be filing GST. 24,000 will not swing. But the media and social media is just projecting that 26,000 GST. This much is there and this much they are not doing anything. So a person who is an entrepreneur, he should be a good observer. He should be a voracious reader. He should observe. He has to read. He has to focus only on the facts and numbers.
How to handle the social pressures when you start an entrepreneurship, when you become an entrepreneur, the pressure is more from our surroundings actually.
You focus on your business, ma'am.
Yes.
You focus. Even if your dad, your mom, your brother, sister, your wife, your child, anyone else that you least bother, you forget.
Yeah, good.
You forget everything. Actually, I should that Nityananda, no ma'am. In one video, he was telling, I was not having any Sudu, Sornai, everything. You should be like that only.
Yeah, we will become like that. Once you start a business, we'll become like that. No wonder. Yeah.
Revenue will not be there for the first 6 months, ma'am.
Yes.
We have to focus on customers.
I think more self-motivation is more required, right? When you start an entrepreneurship.
You should be a soldier. Entrepreneurship is like a war, it's a war zone where you should be a soldier. When you become a soldier, you can conquer.
Definitely. Entrepreneurship teaches a lot of good skills also, actually.
Many things, ma'am.
It makes us a better person, actually.
You can learn a lot.
Yeah, thank you. It was a wonderful section, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Dr. Sridhar, for
making
the session successful. And it is giving a lot of insights and highlights about the entrepreneurship journey the hurdles and the opportunities which are making the new form of formulations and forming the strategies to win in this current condition. Many spin-off companies as well as the new startups, what they wanted to pursue from the goal sets to achieve. So all these factors are making the people to get some benefits from your talk. I would like to request the audience, please rate yourself about Dr. Sridhar talks through the chat. So later in future, we will procure him for a detailed talk about entrepreneurship and the challenges and opportunities. If you are willing, we will communicate to you to inform about the session in future. Thank you so much. So I will like to move for the final talk today. As per myself, I'm very comfortable to handle all this and making myself as a last person. I hope it will give some new insights and thought process for you, how to foresee for the global skills to acquire and benefit, and making your career perspectives, whether it is an employee-oriented kind of thing or entrepreneurial-oriented kind of things. For the global sake, we have to develop a lot of skill sets and achieve the goals in different ways of capacities to build on our own manner as well as with the surrounding people. So thank you so much for waiting for the talk session today. I would like to start from my slides. So my topic of today's talk or the presentation is how to build future-ready workforces. The magic behind with the wealth creation for the entrepreneur is without that, their team, the workforce. If they are not capable of doing the right job for the right manner, the entrepreneurship failed. Before the discussion was also making that kind of point of view for better understanding. Because many people, they failed in their attempts. Why? Because they don't have the right human resources or the environment which are not very supportive for them to engage and explore well for the goal sets to achieve. Either the organizational standards or the customer-oriented kind of human, the values, or whatsoever the competition arose in that particular segment. So now the competition between human resource and machine resource, as per the cartoonic picture, the robotics are handshaking with the human manpower source. So without equipment or automation kind of supporting elements, we cannot think the future jobs or future systematic approach, as rightly pointed out by the few speakers earlier. The system-oriented kind of atmosphere only enable and engage the human resource to be successful. So myself, Dr. B. Ramanathan, I am a biomedical professional turned into entrepreneurial leadership quality as of now. I started this ACE International Private Limited nearly 5 years back. We are engaging different kind of activities along with the collaborators and stakeholders who are very much supportive to build the capacity for the needy people and communities. I have to thank all those supporters and the believers who are following us and supporting at this moment to engage the talk session very successfully. How do we define the work is getting evolved? Because work is having certain kind of additive or engaging kind of environment, that is the workforces. They are getting transformed to the right particular job roles or commitments to do the better contributions. The workplace where everybody is keeping a kind of tendency to keep closer and distributing the job roles and commitments towards the organizational standards or expectation for the company. So it is also getting reframed and revolved. So we must need to understand better how do we keep ourselves to put into that particular area of expertise, because already I pointed the machine resources, equipments, automation kind of systems are very much demanded as of now. These tools and technologies are overlooking the human resource and keeping away from the manual jobs into automated or technology-oriented kind of supporting jobs. Building a future-ready workforce is the success phenomena and the strategy. Nobody will omit it, eradicate it. So we must need to find out the way how to build a future-ready workforce. This is the top priority for each and every one. Thank you. The top priorities, especially driving the education and research initiatives jointly with the industry across the following principles. When you are hiring a human resource or the human capital oriented kind of strategies, you have to design and procure the digital technologies which are very supportive for you. To build the global organizations, the multinational organizations, and especially from developing countries to the developed country, lot of challenges and hurdles over there. You have to procure the right talents who are able to do the right job for those kind of standards which are pointed by the developed countries. Train the business leaders who are the enablers and who are the professionals to support to create the future-ready workforce for you. Measuring the returning of human capital, the quantity of the human capital, whether it is supportive and productive and profitable for your organization, you have to measure all these factors and creating the control measures to work on it. Building the human capital index, especially the KPI standards are very important. You have to find out the star valued professionals from the non-star valued kind of professionals. You have to go with the KPI standards and procure all these kind of sources to keep ahead and making the transformation of workforces very efficient and effective for you. Earlier, Dr. Sridhar also mentioned, as per the current scenario, every country wanted to follow the sustainability development goals prescribed by the United Nations. There are 17 factors involved with that. So these 17 factors engaging the ecosystem of not only from the government attitude, but also the social engagement to transform for the people life in a better manner. So without these 17 goals, it is very difficult to achieve the greater victory or greater success in the country. Especially, we have to procure these 8 factors, which are very important for us, especially keeping the good health and wellness and well-being, giving the quality education for the people, providing the gender equality and decent work, the jobs which are very good enough for the people. That is also supporting the economic growth. Industry, individual kind of capacity, which are providing the infrastructures very supportive to groom and making the sustainability very stronger. Reduced inequalities, that is also very important, because when we are endorsing with the qualities are getting different from each and the other person in the population, it is very difficult situation to manage the success rate. Sustainable cities and communities, that is very important to procure the right pattern of strategies and systems to follow. Responsible consumption and productions. These are all the values we have to secure for developing a sustainable human resources in the community. As far as concern in Singapore, they are having the competitive workforce either from the local human resource as well as overseas talents who are recruited from different agencies. But now the challenges ahead in front of that, 64% of the people they feel unprepared. 71% of the people they feel unequipped with the resources to learn the digital skills. 81% of the employees who are concerning about the impact of digitalization in the job because they can't able to meet out the skill sets to finish the task successfully. 30% of the people, they are digitally skilled workers, but they are believing currently the lacking of skills imperative to the performance for the jobs in 2025. They are having certain gaps to meet out the tasks to complete. 58% are projected to face the largest share of estimated digital skills in future. So these are all the challenges for the employees. But what about the current challenges in the workplace? Talent retention, because if any organization, they recruit the right talent, but it is very difficult to retain the talent if they don't satisfy the talent to serve for the longer run, and they will find out some better jobs from the competitor. It is very difficult to justify. So that's the way we have to find it out how to retention the talent for the long run. Talent recruitment process also, earlier one person asking the question how to become an HR related professional. It is always very difficult task for those people who are recruiting the talents all over the world. Like that, a few more things, the gaps in the skill set, lacking of career development, other resources or budget constraints, unclear job responsibilities or undefining kind of job roles, poor communications, or the ethical or moral situation may not cope up well for keeping the employee for the long run. It is also the duty of the leaders who are providing the thriving support for the future of work, because they are the creators, they are the enablers, they are the supporters for creating the future of work. They know how to make it the possible strategies which are recognizing the role of business leaders who are preparing the values as well as cost cutting kind of efforts. So that is the way we must need to understand the workforce ecosystem, not just an involvement of individual employees, but a collective responsibility. Think of yourself as a co-creator, which are making the transformation very effectively and efficiently. So we have to serve for the team in a better manner, and confidential kind of supports we have to arrange it for them. Developing the emotional intelligence. Earlier, Madam Sujata also mentioned about that. Developing the emotional intelligence are very much meaningful as of now. Without ethical or moral conditions, it is not touching to the heart of the person. Keeping employees engaged for all the period of the time. Work-life balance also very important as of now. So it is also making the star value for the employees to reflect and provide the support for the organization very comfortably. Get regular feedback from the employees to eradicate all the failures, mistakes, or any grievance. So it is always very important to get the feedback from the employees. Recognizing the employees by giving some kind of awards, rewards, or some kind of hikes in the salary or bonus or any kind of incentives. All these things are materializing the right way to recognize the employees to retain in the long run. Capability building also one of the challenging attitude because many organizations, they are continuously building the capabilities for the employees to support for their job challenges or working environment. Massive online open courses, one of the supporting elements for providing the better conditions for learning and equipping themselves for the updated knowledge. 64% of the training academies, they are providing supporting things for the on-job requirement or demanded skill sets, which are very essential in future. 60% of the other enterprises, which are very important for us, how to equip and engage in the near future. 53% from the academic institutes who are supportive for the creations. Government is providing 23% of the supporting elements. So we have to focus for the technical skills, professional skills, and the domain knowledge. That is the updated knowledge. That is the way we have to fill up the gap in the current environment, working environment. This is the war kind of time between the human resource, the manual workforce, with the machine resource, where the systematic approach, the automation kind of supporting elements. So we have to think to adapt certain kind of value addition for the future ready workforces. We have to think the global conditions, how to prepare the strategy to fit into different kind of environment, different kind of countries. Diversification in the environment, that is also very much important to improve the level of workplaces and workforces who can contribute better. Digitally augmented kind of situation where the human resources could equip themselves with the technologies and analytical tools very effectively. Distribution for different kind of elements in the hybrid working model, that is also considerable things. Agile kind of supportive elements for the long run, because they wanted to learn and develop new skills or new features. That condition we must need to keep in mind for procuring the right talents models, as well as including them for the workforce conditions. Reskilled, already pointed by few speakers, learn, unlearn, and relearn. These are all the strategies we have to follow. How to find out the way to unlearn, to relearn kind of opportunity. We have to give up ourselves to learn the new things. That way we can reskill ourselves by the way of procuring the right strategies to improve in the current workforce condition. Future-ready workforces can build basic digital skills adaptive to the environment with the technologies, understanding the different kind of security problems, especially cyber security. Many places the hacking kind of threats available. So we have to equip ourselves to learn and explore very, very nicely. Leverage the data sources like data analysis or data analytics kind of equipment or artificial intelligence embedded kind of analytical tools. We have to procure for that kind of atmosphere. Upgrading with the lifelong learning strategy. Singapore is equipping well with the continuing adult education kind of opportunity through lifelong learning institutes. They are providing a lot of courses to enable and engage for the people, especially for the career development, career switching, or career transformation. In addition to those kind of things, where do we focus well for those skill sets? Career and self-development, personal development, personality development are very important. Through learning process only, they have to renew their skills. Communication, effective and efficient communication is at the most top priority. Without communication, you can't able to get the task to finish. Critical thinking or creative thinking, these are all the value addition for the problem solving skills, where the problem solvers are getting more salaried or more appreciation by the way solving those problems of the organization or the problem owners. Equity and inclusion, like rewards and awards, we have to provide for those people who are ensuring and engaging the right job for you. Leadership quality, among the staff members, you have to find out the person who can lead the organization or the team or the groups. So that is the way you can procure the right sources of supportive elements from the human resource. Professionalism, we have to ensure the professional capacity of each and everyone, how to litigate for the particular environment. We can provide certain kind of authorization or authentic courses to enable them for engaging very comfortably. Building the teamwork, also a right strategy. Procuring the right technology or technological tools will be a supporting things for the future ready conditions. Skills for the future ready graduates, those who are learning in a graduation environment, they must need to learn the interacting capacity through communication or collaboration or interpersonal skill sets, which are providing the relationship to build and make sense now. Growing the self-awareness, adaptability, or perseverance. Without your self-grooming skills, you cannot convince the people to relate for your job or getting the help for your tasks. Participating kind of environment where you have to involve with a certain kind of responsible manner to commit and finish the task with the competent skills what you are having in yourself. Sometimes team has the problem. So the right person in the team could able to leverage the supporting elements to bring up the value for finishing the task successfully. So the players who are playing in the game and other things, they are also procuring the right talents for that kind of attitude to support for the participating environment. Learning, continuous learning, already we pointed out, it is the time for us not to omit whatever the conditions, whatever the age factors, we must need to learn and upgrade our knowledge and skill sets, which are very essential. 75% of the Gen Z population, the new generation kids, they are thinking learning from the colleges are not useful, but they are very much prepared the job-oriented kind of skill sets, which are very important, especially the medicine or science graduates or biotechnology or any business environment. These are all the value-oriented kind of courses are very attractive for them. So in future, the regular courses may turn into small bite-oriented kind of modules. Whenever they wanted to take certain modules, they will attend. Continuously, they cannot do the education like that for 3 years, 5 years oriented kind of time. Future of work, it is depending on the major 3 factors: the cultural values or the workforce who are getting involved for those kind of tasks, and the workspace. So now everywhere the digital sources are changing the environment. It is the necessity for each and everyone to understand better about the ecosystem. The workforce management trends, earlier few things are pointed by Dr. Al-Mukhtar and Dr. Sridhar and Dr. Chinnu, but it is the time for me to review and reanalyze those patterns. It is the hybrid work model between the human resource and machine resource, and we have to procure the better employee with the correct experience who are supportive for the groups, and we have to evolve with the new workforces in the right manner or right conditions to recruit. Digitalization is inevitable. Without digitization, you cannot convince the employee to in the long run. Compliance and regulations are very essential. If you are deviating from the compliance and regulations, you are getting punishable by the government. So you have to procure and manage the compliance and regulations to be better adaptive for the environment. Upward mobility and boomerang employees. There are a lot of employees who are having the mindset to switch over from one company to another company. So we must need to ensure those who wanted to live longer and supportive for the environment to transform well. So these kind of situations we have to procure for our workforce environment. Adaptation to the automation. Without automation, no success in near future. So be ready for the automation kind of procurements with the right sources. That is very, very essential. Investment in corporate social responsibility, CSR values. Earlier, I pointed out Dr. Chinnu is involving with a lot of charity works and charity organizations, especially for their supporting elements to support to service for the society. Corporate social responsibility have a lot of grants and supporting funds. Those people who wanted to support for the underprivileged community, they can establish the firm or enterprises which are making the real support and transformational elements for the society in near future. These are all the job-oriented kind of aspects I am willing to share to you. Learning and development is making the new age psychometrics. Earlier, 70:20:10. That was the learning model where 70 was the theory or idea or concept. 20 was the practice-oriented kind of ability to learn and explore. 10% is the assignment or the real-time environment to learn. But now it is making the other way to understand. 70% are engaging the challenging projects and assignments, which are very important for the people to adapt. 20% relationship with the peer learning or experience holder to share for the levels. 10% only the theory or classroom teaching or providing the supportive elements for the knowledge. So these are all the values we must need to ensure for our learning practice. Nowadays, the corporate level, the capacity or capability building attitudes are very much involved. Of organizations in the corporate sectors, they created the academy and they wanted to ensure from the traditional learning to transform into the capability building, especially in the academic level, and new generation technology in digital age, like the data science, cyber security, cloud computing, or global marketing scenario, project management, logistics, supply chain, and so on. So everywhere the values are getting changed. So they wanted to get the real capability for those employees to recruit for the firm. how corporate learning has evolved, because as I already mentioned, e-learning and blended learning was established in 1998 to 2002. After that, the challenge of asylum and procurement studies, that is the way they are giving the chance for the people. So, how to lift it up, how to support it for that kind of environment. And 2010, the digital learning atmospheres came, and the people who are willing to learn and establish the digital learning things for preparing the right skills. Learning in the flow of work, real-time learning, experiential learning, on-job training. These are all the values as of now. Capability academies are the new era of developing the conditions. Capabilities are very important for ensuring your tasks to get completed. Work-based learning ecosystem. So that is also the another point of view. On job training is demanded as of now. That is the way we wanted to bring back our experiences to share, and also value-added kind of environment to cope up with your learning attitude or learning strategy to embed. So the students during the curricular learning portions, they have to incubate themselves for internship opportunity, project-based learning or assignment-oriented kind of learning. So these are all the values you have to ensure from your studying period, especially students' time. E-learning ecosystem, massive online open courses are very supportive for the environment to create the values and the learning and transform for your right job-oriented kind of skills. Here, the Coursera EDX are giving a lot of value demanded by the current conditions. Also, the Udemy providing the supportive elements. LinkedIn also supporting a lot for the learners to transform their understanding about the current requirement. Global online learning management portals. Here the 4 elements who are providing the supportive things for the needy people: Udemy, Coursera, EDX, and LinkedIn. Many universities, many colleges, they want to adopt and engage these kind of online portals to be very supportive for their learners. Industrial 4.0 is demanding the new generation technology, especially the automation, big data analysis, cloud computing, autonomous kind of vehicles, or automation kind of engagements, IoT sensors, data management tools like data analytics. So these are all the top 10 skills as per the demand of 2025: analytical thinking, active learning, and the learning strategies, complex problem solving skills, critical thinking kind of environment where you have to ensure the solution to provide from the critical or creative thinking attitude, creativity, originality and initiative, leadership and social influence, because leaders are not only influencing their team, also convincing the society to impact well and influence well. Resilience kind of supportive element where you are getting the downfall to resiliate and become normal. Technology design and programming kind of attitude, reasoning ability or problem solving skills. These are all the values we have to bring. Building a future-ready workforce with intelligent automation, that is the supportive elements. So each and everyone to understand before applying to any job, applying to any particular organization, you have to engage yourself, equip yourself before joining over there. Operating faster and smarter offers, that is the big global phenomena. So future readiness, very important for you. Be preparative or proactive, especially $5.4 trillion economic values are embedded with the performance-oriented kind of services. So we must need to prepare ourselves how to equip your skills or engaging the right talent, which are very essential for you. The cloud computing kind of things nearly require 90% of speed of innovation, 71% of machine learning or machine intelligence, employees who are engaging the different level of attitude, 67% who are creating the customer experience, very supportive to design. Agile workforce Sridhar,
Hello, hello. Kindly mute your phone. Sir, కొంచెం హ్యాంగ్ అయింది సార్ ఎవరికి
Sridhar, are you there?
హలో హలో kindly mute your phone.
I'm in full screen mode. I can't see the PPTs. I'm sorry, I came out from the full screen.
Sorry sir,
Dr.
actually,
Sridhar, are you there? Please control.
yeah, I'm there only. Suddenly my network went down. I'm just there. You can carry on, sir.
The current world economy is transforming towards $105 trillion capacity. USA is the major contributor for building the world economy very stronger. They are having nearly $26.9 trillion worth of economical values, whereas China is the second world economy contributor. They are contributing $19.4 trillion worth. So India is having only less than 5 trillion, that is $3.7 trillion estimated. India is working very closely and very eagerly to transforming to the $5 trillion economy in the coming years of future. So it is the duty of each and everyone who wanted to come into the entrepreneurial roles or the employment opportunity to procure from the right employers. You have to foresee all these kind of economic values. So the role and responsibility is very important. If you are going to join in the service sector, that is also having a lot of chances for you all around the global scenario. Contribution from the construction industry is also very much attractive. Without infrastructures and developments in the ecosystem, we can't value add for anything, especially the transportation or residential building, commercial building, or transportation for the roads or other sectors, building new airports and so on. So all these factors are very important. And travel and tourism attracting a huge economical reformation after the COVID. So everywhere the people are very eager to travel and supporting for the ecosystem. So these are all the values to consider when you are choosing any particular employment in the business sectors. China is the world's manufacturing superpower. They are the topmost, nearly 28.4% they are ahead. United States behind to that and around 17% they are having. Japan is around 7%. Germany is 6%. India is having only 3% values. So it is the duty for us to think how to make the automation industries or smart model factories to engage and equip well for the hike in the manufacturing sectors. So we must need to think the capabilities to build for the workforce and the policies as well as trend sets to create the value addition for the futuristic manufacturing industries. Gig economy, the freelance economy, already Dr. Sridhar also pointed out, there are freelancers who are very supportive and keep engaging in the community. Gig economy is the service sector where many people who are working either temporarily or freelance kind of thing, short-term manner. So they are providing and supporting a huge economic empowerment, not only for themselves, also the socio-economic factors. In 2021, the gig economy kind of supporting things, engaging a lot of workers in this kind of strategies. Nearly more than 150 apps are available in this particular scenario to keep engaged the freelance community. You see the logos and other things like Uber, Fiverr, Swiggy, Zomato, and other Grab. Many people they are supporting for this ecosystem. The project projected gross volume of gig economy is in 2020 is around $455 billion of worth, almost $0.5 trillion of worth. Another one is the blue ocean economy. Among the $105 trillion economic value, this will occupy $24 trillion of worth. Whereas Norway is leading for contributing a lot. Abu Dhabi is providing the next to that contributions. Saudi Arabia is the third level and China is the fourth level. So we must need to think of the various kind of elements available in the global blue ocean kind of sectors. For those who wanted to procure the carrier, they have to plan accordingly and procure the right sources to learn and develop the skill sets to enter into that kind of situation. Employment in the ocean-based industries, maritime industry or travel industry, some other supporting things for the repairing and managing the ship vessels, offshore elements, shipping and logistics companies, industrial fish processing kind of units. So all these things are providing a lot of job sources for you to think. The topmost one is industrial capture fisheries, because many people who are having the shipping for fishing inside the deep ocean. Global wellness economy, health and wellness sector nearly touching upon with the $4.5 trillion market. Wellness and tourism providing $639 billion worth. Physical activities engagement companies like gymnastics and other actively engaging group who are supporting for $828 billion industry. Personal care, beauty and anti-aging kind of supporting nearly $1,083 billion. That is 1 trillion worth. Artificial intelligence is a potential impact on the global economy sources. We must need to think how to transform, because every year it is supporting for $4.4 trillion additional values. So it is the growing industry. Many institutes, they started the artificial intelligence kind of courses, but the sustainability in the environment, many entrepreneurs need to come forward and use the artificial intelligence as a basic tool and element for creating the values for their business ecosystem. The startup ecosystem, as rightly mentioned and pointed out by a lot of features and factors by Dr. Sridhar, startup ecosystem engaged by the government and incubated in the institutes, along with the customers who are coming from the society. So there are a lot of potential growth for the entrepreneurs to engage the new startup in their ecosystem. Institute industry partnership, providing the support and the bilateral relationship between the industries as well as institutional atmosphere, where they can exchange the values from the learning atmosphere to the working atmosphere, at the same time working atmosphere towards the learning atmosphere to gain more benefits by mutually exchanging the values and ideas. Industry, academic and government collaborations are enabling the future-ready kind of companies to establish. Universities are knowledge dissemination kind of opportunity provider to create the value, especially for the industry from the academic environment or research and development oriented kind of atmospheres where the new IP rights are evolved and they are getting procured by the industries for maturity company to implement. How to build an entrepreneurial university? It is the need of the time. It is not only educating and exploring the graduates without learning some entrepreneurial aspects, but each and every institution must need to learn and transform the entrepreneurial skill sets through the curricular learning portion by incubating certain kind of value added kind of education through industrial partners. We are having smart capacity for the workforces who are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely oriented personality, having the multi-top in their minds to procure and contribute for the working atmospheres. These are all the values required for recruitment process. Earlier, one person asked the question when he wanted to become a HR in the professional attitude in future. the branded companies, especially Fortune 500 companies, they are looking for the talents in addition to the qualities and characteristic features, who are very optimistic, who are very friendly, who are very bold enough and doing the excited kind of things and creative wisely and think very positively, who are having the trustable ability by the team of members as well as the company aspects, who are very peaceful and having the calmness, maintaining the work-life balance in their life. These are all the values you must need to procure. When the time of interview, either the way they will test all these facts when you are getting into the job or not. Amazon is doing all these kind of platform, especially embedded by the massive online open courseware, EDX, who are providing the powerful source for the staff members to learn and transform with the right skills, right attitude, the right capacity to engage and ensure for the organizational developments. From ACE International, we are also providing global immersion program. Through that, we are providing the excellent way of capacity to build, where the technologies, execution power, or managerial capacity, or professional values, and the leadership qualities to keep in mind and engage for certain ways to equip for the new workforces. Authentic responsibility, that is authority-oriented kind of courses you have to procure when you wanted to supreme in your position. Thinker or creator who are having the problem-solving skills to solve the issues or solve the problems wherever it is coming across in their work abilities. Excellence status or empowering community are very much supporting for the human resource environment. STEM education in the school level are inevitable. Applied learning program providing the key factors to focus and making the change in the transformational areas, especially the demanded skills in 21st century. So science and technology, engineering and maths, which are providing the right source for them to learn the new generation technology to prove their skills, to be very competitive and adaptable for the current workforce environment. These are all the courses which are very much demanded. Through the training and development or internship opportunities or on-job training kind of environment, we could equip the students or any learners to transform and learn and transform in their attitude, especially the new generation technologies and other attitudes. We are also providing a faculty development program for the faculties who wanted to lift up international level for their career skills, conducting conferences, seminars, arranging the internship opportunity for the right people with the right clientele kind of atmosphere, workshops, trainings, and other career coaching advisory seminars we are providing. Awards and rewards we are providing for the employees as well as other professionals who wanted to get recognized with the right manner. Overseas educational trip for the students, faculties, or trade mission opportunities or business owners, we are very much supportive for that, because Singapore is a kind of smart nation environment. Many people, they wanted to have a look with the smart nation environment to learn and explore well. How do they practice their abilities to withstand in the competition among the Asia and global sector? That values you could be able to learn and take away from this atmosphere. Thank you so much for your passions. And is there any question? I'm very happy to answer. Hello. If you want to ask any question, please. Hello. Hello.